Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. If you can, please support this channel by buying me a cup of coffee or by visiting my affiliate links. Your help is greatly appreciated and helps us to continue to provide content. The police state ramps up in New York City. Mayor Eric Adams and his administration, along with the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice, announced a plan to begin tracking the carbon footprint created by household food consumption, as well as a new target for New York City agencies to reduce their food-based emissions. As part of the city's ongoing pledge to reduce their imaginary impact of so-called climate change. The Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice also published a new chart in the city's annual greenhouse gas inventory that publicly tracks the carbon footprint created by households' food consumption, primarily generated in their minds by meat and dairy products. The new analysis is a spin on the emissions data that comes standard with the annual inventory. It was made through a partnership with American Express, C40 Cities, and Eco Data Lab. These groups are part of a global network of 100 mayors of the world's leading cities that are united in action to confront the imaginary climate crisis, which of course does not exist, as it is a total front for control and taxation, in my opinion. Adams, who is an advocate of plant-based diets, announced the new tracker and policy at a Brooklyn culinary center run by Health Plus Hospitals, the city's public health care system. Quote, "It is easy to talk about emissions that are coming from vehicles and how it impacts our carbon footprint," Adams said, "but we now have to talk about beef." And there it is. These are all control mechanisms that are being implemented. They want to tell you what to think, what to eat, where to live, etc., and the list goes on. The new household consumption tracker will be published on the same webpage as the city's annual inventory of greenhouse gas sources. It will lay out the greenhouse gas pollution involved in the production and consumption of goods such as alcoholic beverages or apparel. It also examines the emissions tied to high-polluting services like air travel and other contributors like healthcare. According to Adams, 20% of the city's greenhouse gas emissions comes from food consumed by households. Food ranks as the third biggest contributor of carbon emissions after buildings and transportation. So, if buildings are the biggest contributor, why isn't Adams eliminating those in favor of small eco-friendly office spaces? I'll tell you why. Because the city makes a fortune from these spaces. The whole narrative is utterly ridiculous, and honestly, people should just ignore his nonsense. City officials said New Yorkers can help the planet by eating more fruits, vegetables, grains, and beans. Monday's announcement took the additional step of specifying goals for city agencies who regularly feed New Yorkers, and in addition to lowering food-based emissions within agencies such as the city's public hospital network and public school systems, Adams is asking private sector companies to cut their emissions by 25% by 2030. Previous attempts by the city to change the way New Yorkers eat have encountered resistance, and rightfully so. In 2012, former Mayor Michael Bloomberg tried to institute a wide-scale ban on large sodas and other drinks. The policy, which the soda industry argued was overreach, was eventually struck down by a state Supreme Court judge. On Monday, Adams acknowledged that interrogating people's food choices would be difficult. Quote, "I don't know if people are really ready for this conversation," he said. Unquote. In my opinion, he should mind his own business and focus on the city and its escalating crime rate, which is out of control. I am tired of these politicians dictating to us what we can and what we can't do. This is all leading to higher taxation for the citizens if we let it happen. Until next time, this is the Rudick Report.